Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates and some Friday night news. We actually have a ton of news to talk about today. This week has been fantastic for all Battlefront 2 fans, because today we have both the community transmission for the General Grievous update, which is coming out on Tuesday, with all the patch notes and everything you can expect to change in that patch, as well as the community calendar for November with all the events and all that kind of stuff, on top of more tweets from Dennis on the DICE account with more hints towards future stuff. So there's a lot of stuff to go through, and I thought we'd do community transmission first, then calendar, and then some of Dennis' tweets. But before that, I wanted to say that Ben said the following out on Reddit yesterday about a trailer. He was asked if we could get something like a revival trailer to kind of market this game outwards to more people, and he said the following: if only there was a big anniversary coming up, that would be an ideal time to release such a trailer. So that makes it sound like next month, and the anniversary will be specifically on the 17th. We might actually be getting the long-awaited trailer for the Clone Wars. I think it makes sense to make kind of like an overall Clone Wars trailer that will probably be Geonosis, Obi-Wan, Grievous, and maybe some hints for the future stuff as well. At least I'd love to see a sneak peek of Dooku or Anakin, even if they aren't completely finished yet. So yeah, expect that. The 17th is on a weekend though, so it might not necessarily be on the 17th specifically, but around that week would be my best guess for that trailer, so I thought I'd let you guys know about that. But now, let's dive into the transmission. So I will be skipping over some parts here that I've already gone through earlier, such as the part about General Grievous. If you want information about General Grievous, make sure that you check out my previous video that's called General Grievous Reveal, where I go over all the details about him. But here's some very good news about the squad system. They've done quite a lot of improvements to the squad system, and these are the following rules that will now be applied to the spawning system. Troopers can spawn on troopers, troopers can spawn on reinforcements, troopers can spawn on heroes, exception being Boba Fett, reinforcements can spawn on troopers, reinforcements can spawn on reinforcements, reinforcements can spawn on heroes, exception for Boba Fett, and heroes cannot spawn on anyone. This is exactly like I personally wanted it, and exactly how most of you guys seem to have wanted it as well. So I think this is basically nailing exactly what we wanted. And there are also some other additions further down in the patch notes about the squad system, one of which is a UI that will indicate how your squad mates are currently doing. So this will most likely give you an idea of if they're dead or not, and therefore you can stay out of combat when you see that they're dead, so that they can spawn on you. Currently you have no idea, which means that you tend to just care about yourself. And on top of that, you also get a 100-point bonus whenever someone spawns on you. So this will really encourage squad play a lot more than previously. You will know when you need to be out of combat, you will get a bonus for helping your teammates, and you can now actually spawn most of the time as long as you're not playing a hero or everyone is in vehicles. So really good changes to the squad system, pretty much everything that people asked for from the previous patch. So I'm glad they caught up on all of that and managed to get it in time for this patch. So yeah, very excited to test that out on Tuesday. And then we of course have the hero health cards. These I've already gone through in depth in a previous video, but in short, Boba Fett, Han Solo, Lando, Kylo Ren, and Darth Maul will get a health on defeat star card, versus Chewbacca, Yoda, Finn, and Captain Phasma will get defeat with ability card, which means that they need to kill with Charge Slam, Unleash, Undercover, or Staff Strikes to get the health back. So after that, all heroes will have a health card of some type. The N1 Starfighter will finally be added to the Hero Starfighters game mode, something that a lot of people have requested. So if you're into Starfighters, that's definitely good news for you. And then we move down to the Enforcer changes, in this case of course the long-awaited Wookiee Warrior nerf. First of all, they lowered the speed multiplier when zooming to match the one from the Death Trooper. That's a fair change. And then reduce the start and end damage per bowcaster bolt. This is kind of hard to say how good that is, because they don't give us a number, so I just really hope they haven't done the good old over-nerf DICE style that they unfortunately tend to do sometimes. But yeah, and then they reduced the health from 350 to 320. So if that end damage has been moderately nerfed, I think we are in a good position from now, because They're OP, but not to the point where they need like half the damage. But to be honest, I'd rather have them over-nerfed than OP, because they're just getting very annoying at this point. So I'm excited to try them out. We'll see how annoying they will be, but it sounds like a good change, that's for sure. As for some hero changes, they've apparently altered Bosk's jump ability for firmness. I'm not really sure what that means, but I'm guessing maybe it's not going to be as floaty as the other heroes. All the force wielders are, I guess, kind of justified for having that floaty jump, versus Bosk should be able to jump high because he's a Trandoshan, but maybe not with the whole force float effect. So maybe that's what they've changed. We will see on Tuesday. And then also they have added a scoring event to Kylo Ren's pull ability, which I think is good. Maybe that will mean that you will now actually get a kill for pulling someone off the side. I hope so. I think a scoring event for the freeze could also be in place, because right now if you freeze someone and they get killed, you don't really get anything for it. But one step in the right direction. Another change is for Galactic Assault on Naboo. In the second phase you apparently only need to override one door right now. Not sure how I feel about that. Sure, it is pretty tricky to push through there, but one door is maybe a little bit too easy. Oh well, we'll see. I'd rather progress through the phases easier than get stuck somewhere, so if I have to choose, this is probably the better option. And then some minor bug fixes for Evo count extraction, heroes versus villains, and for Blast they've changed the amount of players required to start a match from 10 to 8. And here's all the squad spawn changes again that I already went over, but they've also fixed some bugs here, such as the fact that sometimes you didn't have any squad members when you were playing with a too big party and things like that. So overall, just bug fixes simply. And some changes for the collision of some of the map, star card bugs, and similarly. The layout of the hero selection grid on Heroes vs Villains, Hero Showdown and Hero Starfighters have been revised to make room for the addition of new characters. I guess it was probably full right now, so that makes sense in that case. And guys, the audio bug seems to have been fixed. Fixed an issue where the game's sound would occasionally cut abruptly during gameplay and remain inactive until the game was restarted. I really hope this is true. I hope this is something they've nailed down, because this bug is so annoying. It's almost become a meme now in the community, but I'm so glad to read this, and I'm excited to jump in there, and hopefully my audio will no longer cut out. And lastly, they've changed some team sizes before the mode can start, which is good, because otherwise you could have like 20 people on one side and one player on the other side, and the game would still start. So basically a balancing change. But that's all for the patch notes. Now let's move over to the community calendar. So starting off on the 1st to the 4th, we do have a Clone Wars era playlist to celebrate the release of General Grievous with Naboo, Kashyyyk and Kamino. Makes a lot of sense. And the weekend after that, on the 9th to 11th, we have a fast spawn event for Blast and Strike. They're adding the squad system to both Blast and Strike game modes, and this will reduce the squad spawn timer to 0 for the duration of this weekend. I'm not entirely sure if that means all game modes or just for Blast and Strike, because it sounds like they're adding the squad spawn to Blast, which isn't currently there, but also reducing the spawn timer to 0. Oh well, we'll probably see closer to the date. And 16th to 18th, we are getting another Heroes Unleashed weekend. Very excited for that. It's going to be a lot of Grievous plays, that's for sure. And weekend after that, 23rd to 25th, we have another Battle Point event for vehicles. I would kind of like them to put that after the Geonosis update, since there's going to be a bunch of new vehicles. But however, we'll probably get another vehicle weekend as well. And then on the 28th, we have the Battle of Geonosis, which will come out to the game, and there will be a Geonosis only playlist for the first 5 days after the release to give you a proper Battle of Geonosis marathon, active from the 28th to the 2nd of December. Sounds pretty good to me, because then you will be able to play that map so much that eventually you won't get bored of it probably, but you will feel like, okay, I can go back to the normal rotation now because I've gotten my fair share of Geonosis. We'll see, it's good to see nevertheless. And then also a double XP weekend between the 30th to the 2nd. In terms of community transmissions, we are getting one for Geonosis, one for the Battle of Geonosis update, similar to this one I just talked about, one for Geonosis vehicles, and then one for Obi-Wan Kenobi. And Ben has already confirmed that the one for Geonosis is the first one that we are getting in November, so I'd expect that one to be pretty early in the month. But yeah, that is all for the patch notes as well as the community calendar. Now to finish up the video, let's talk a little bit about some tweets from Dennis today. Starting off, and this actually came out literally as I am recording this video, Dennis tweeted out this image saying, "Thanks for chatting game modes with me everyone. This is a work in progress concept of the mode we're working on right now. Anyone recognize the inspiration for it?" And we've got a beautiful command post. It reminds me so much from the original Battlefront games, and I am so excited for this game mode and the fact that they're actually seemingly bringing in the roots of Battlefront and the core of this game to that game mode, and the fact that we get to see a live functional command post. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I'm assuming that when he says anyone recognize the inspiration for it, he probably refers to the original games, unless I'm missing something, because I am literally recording this as I saw it in my Twitter feed. But yeah, they do definitely look like the command posts of the original Battlefront games. Super exciting news. And just to recap a little bit here, in case any of you haven't followed the news, they have announced a large-scale game mode where you can capture command post and take down capital ships. So that is the game mode that he is referring to here. It seems like it's gonna be a bit of a mix between Conquest and a Titan mode, and not exactly one of the other. So hopefully it will nail both of those kind of wish list items, taking down capital ships, and of course having the freedom of going around to multiple command posts and not being limited to a linear game mode like Galactic Assault currently is. So this is the first visualization at all so far we have gotten regarding this game mode. Continuing, he was asked about skins for clone jump troopers, saying there is a chance. So they've obviously discussed that, and something that they're hopefully thinking about, but nothing concrete as of yet. And he was then asked if they had any plans to add more announcers, saying totally. And then later after that, when asked about generic announcers, he said yes, those generic lines were a necessity due to us breaking eras with the heroes and villains. In the future, that's not something we're looking to continue unless it's like a heroes versus villains mode. So to me, that sounds like we are actually going to get proper callouts for at least the new heroes. We'll see if they will record new announcements for the current ones. I think it makes a lot of sense to have a generic callout if General Grievous shows up on Starkiller base. But whenever you are on the right era, I think there should be proper callouts for the heroes. So hopefully that's what they're intending to do, and I guess we'll see, well, on Tuesday actually, if at least the droids and the clones will have callouts for General Grievous, because that's what I hope. And then after that, we'll see how it progresses. But that is all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.